ụmụnne m ndị Igbo ụtụtụ ọma nị, daalụnị daalụkwanị ka unu si eso anyị n'ụlọ bụ Enuani Cultural Forum. In case this is your first time of coming across any of our videos, I'm welcoming you to Enuani Cultural Forum. Welcome to Enuani Cultural Forum. Welcome. If you are just joining the live stream and you are a returning subscriber, kindly do us a favor by sharing our video, because you are already one of us, so you know what our videos are usually all about. It's all about the Igbo culture from the Enuani perspective. Thank you for joining us. I'm seeing that more people are coming online. Thank you for joining us. If you are a new subscriber, if this is your first time of seeing our video, you are not subscribed to the channel, kindly subscribe. Our videos have not been set to only subscribers or only members. So if you are joining us for the first time, you're seeing our video for the first time, kindly share. Today we are looking at a topic that says, finally, an Igbo man from Rivers State, precisely Ikwere, is now the President General of Ohanaeze and Igbo. That is history repeating itself. Because most times you will hear people say that Igbos from Rivers State, they are not fully regarded as Igbos. Igbos from Delta State, they are not fully acknowledged as Igbos. But that is not true. Officially, there are up to 7 states recognized as Igbo-speaking states. Officially, those 7 states are Delta State, Rivers State, Anambra State, Ebonyi State, Imo State, Abia State, and Enugu State. So one will easily think that these are the only places where we have Igbo speaking people, but that is not correct. We also have our Igbo speaking people in Edo State, the people in Ibanke, who are of course a proto-Igbo speaking group. So day before yesterday, I got a call from one of my brothers in Port Harcourt. He was discussing with an Ikwere person who strongly believes that they are from Benin, just like so many other persons, even prominent individuals, prominent personalities from Rivers State, precisely Ikwere, will keep insisting, like their friends in Oba land, that they are from Benin. So that brother asked me if I think they are Benin people, and I told him, no, you are not from Benin. The most you can be is from Anidu, around Agbo, Ibanke, or Umunede. All these areas speak a Proto-Igbo language, which the Ikwere people speak. No Benin person can claim to understand what an Ikwere person is saying. Their language is Proto-Igbo. They are not from Benin. They migrated from these areas called Anidu that I mentioned earlier. And I want to congratulate, first of all, the winner of the just concluded Ohanaeze Igbo general election by person of Senator John Azotambata, who I have no personal relationship with, I have no affiliations with. The politics of electing who becomes the President General of Ohanaeze Igbo does not in any way, I'm not in any way involved in it, but the elections have been concluded, and if there are any irregularities that needs to be pursued, it should be pursued. But in the meantime, the person who has won the election, I congratulate him, and I feel we should move ahead as Igbo people. So all our fight from beginning was, let's have a River State person as Ohanaeze Igbo president, just like we have had a Delta State person as president of Ohanaeze Igbo. I've told us here before. In fact, I took time to do the biography of our brother, late Chief Ambassador Ralph Uwechue, the Oguluzame of Ogwashukwu Kingdom, and Ochudo of Asaba, who was one time the President General of Ohanaeze Igbo, and he is from Enuani. He is from Ogwashukwu precisely. History have again repeated itself by giving us a president who is also from River State, the states where people would love to say they are not recognized as Igbo speaking states. The election of Senator Azotambata has given hope to people like us who are clamoring for Igbo unification. That's given hope, another lease of life to people like us who are clamoring that Igbos from all walks of life should unite. The election of Senator Azotambata, a River State man, as President General of Ohanaeze Igbo, is a boost to the Igbo unity movement, a very big boost at that. So I congratulate him, and I urge him to please pursue further the unification of the Igbo people. Pursue further the struggles carried on by people who were there before him, and those struggles that were also neglected. Things like marginalization of the Igbo people, it has been overflowed, but still no attention has been paid to it much. Every region in the Federal Republic of Nigeria has at least 6 states in them. Every region in Nigeria has at least 6 states. The South-South geopolitical zone has 6 states. The Southwest has 6 states. Some other regions in the North have 7 states. But the Southeastern region has just 5 states in it. The clamor to have an extra state added into the Southeast region is a legitimate call. So, the clamor to have an Anioma state is a very valid call and a timely one. That if Senator Azotambata, using his knowledge of lawmaking, pursues the cause and assists our distinguished Senator Ned Munaya Nwoko to achieve it, it will be a very big boost to the Igbo people. Most people don't understand what it means that your contemporaries have 16 and you have 5. What is the implication? When a region has 5 states, while others have 6, 7, it means the number of local governments in that region is less than the ones in the other states. In fact, some of these northern regions that I said have 7 states in their geographical region, have some of them 34 local governments. Whereas down here you will have some 19 local governments, 18, 25, 24, just like that. The more local governments you have, the more allocations will come to that local government directly from the federal government. So when FAC allocates to the local government and its bosses, it gets to these local governments in the new states that will be created. If, for instance, Delta State is given the Anioma State that they are clamoring for, it means Anioma State will have its own local government, maybe 19. So when the federal government allocates monies to local government for development, it will come directly to the local governments in Anioma. And this Anioma state now becomes part of the southeastern states. So that resources here and the ones there will be merged together. So that when they are having a vote, whether in the National Assembly or anywhere, it will be easy for our people to have adequate representation in number. That adequate representation in number is very necessary. It's not something we'll sweep under the carpet. So that is the reason why I am very, very excited that an Igbo man from Rivers State is the President General of Ohanaeze Igbo. There are also clamors for the creation of states in rivers, like the Opobo state, the Ogoni state, sorry. Now, if our distinguished Senator Azuta Mbata focuses on these struggles of the Igbo people, politics has come and gone. You have won the election. If there are cases to it, which our brother Uche Okuku, who has labored so much for the Igbo unification movement, who has labored so much for Ohanaeze Igbo, according to him, he has put in 30 years since 1995. There are some of these people you will look at and think they are young, but they have started from a young age, like I am young now. I'm pushing for Igbo unity. If in the next 30 years, I am saying I have put in 30 years into this thing, people will think it's a joke. But maybe by God's grace, evidences like this will be there to show. So, moving on, I want to congratulate our brother and now tell those who are Igbos, who do not fully want to identify themselves as Igbos, to turn a new leaf. Now we have, by this election, crippled the enemies of our unity, those in Benin. If the Oba of Benin can make a book, not a statement, write a book to tell you that he has come across Igbo-speaking people from River State, and they are Igbos, not Benin people. How then does a Rivers man, an Ikwere man, an Oba man, an Eche man, an Ndoni man, most people don't know that it's not even more than 1 hour to travel from Anyocha South in Delta State and Enuani community in Ishagu. It doesn't take more than an hour or 30 minutes to move from Ishagu to Ndoni in River State. From Ndoni to Omoko, through Obogu, through Obite, Akabuka to Ahoda. Those ones will not take you more than 2-3 hours. These are all Igbo territories, separated by water. Miri bunyeke wanai. Manai marine chia de fo na toto. Chia de fo shapo ototo. Chia ye foge de kendi Igbo. Chia ye foge kwo. Chia ye foge kwo de kendi Igbo. Kai welo geni. No bamono. In case you are just joining us, this is Enuani Cultural Forum, an Igbo unity promotion platform, a place where we promote the Igbo culture and everything Igbo. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscription button. Also hit the notification bell so that when we put out videos or when we go live, you will be notified. You can also support our channel if you are led to do so by sending us super thanks and all that kind of things, if you can. Please support us in any way you can. The other time we did a live broadcast, one of our brothers supported us with 10 euros, and I am still very grateful to him. The money has dropped in our wallet and we are very, very thankful for it. So, like I was saying, we have won one major victory by the election of a River State man as Ohanaeze Igbo president. We started very well. Ohanaeze Igbo started very well. We can look back to say, Over 20 years ago, our brother Raphael Owechwe from Ogwashuku was president of Ohanaeze Igbo. That way, somebody from Enuani can no longer say we are being marginalized among the Igbo people. No, we are not. We have had our president. We have led Ohanaeze Igbo. Buruburu. The same way, somebody from Rivers State cannot today or tomorrow come out to say we are not being counted among the Igbo speaking people. You cannot say that because your brother is now the President General of Ohanaeze Igbo. Those lapses that Ohanaeze Igbo need to cover are the ones that will start picking up now. So that the marginalization of Ndi Igbo, the victimization of Igbo people in Nigeria has to come to an end. So that our brothers can feel free to live anywhere they want to live. They can feel free to set up businesses in any part of the country they wish to set up businesses. Because by nature, Igbo people are known to always want to move around. We are known for vigorous migration and establishment in anywhere we find ourselves. So that our brothers in Lagos, in Alaba market, in Ochanja, can feel as free as those who are in Ochanja main market. So that our brothers in Abuja who have businesses can feel free as if they are in Mpo. This is what we want majorly from the leadership of Ohanaeze Igbo. So that no man will wake up one day and say, this market is too old, we want to demolish it, and boom, they demolish a market in Lagos, rendering many of our sons and daughters, their businesses handicapped. Igbo man is strong, congratulate you, and also wish to inform you that one of your major tasks now is to ensure that Igbos in any part of Nigeria they find themselves, any part of the world, are accorded due respect. That is number one. Secondly, the state creation that I mentioned, one extra state has to be added to make the southeastern region 6 states. We cannot just have 5 states while others have 6, 7. It is outright marginalization. That is the second one. The third one, now that history is about to be restored into the secondary school curriculum, how well are we pushing to have the inclusion of Igbo history into the curriculum through the Federal Ministry of Education? We have histories of other kingdoms, tribes that are younger in age to the Igbo kingdoms, yet their histories are being studied. We have historical sites in Igbo land that are over 250,000 years old, some of them 150, some of them 100,000 years old. We have these historical sites in Afikpo. We have these historical sites in Nsukka. We have these historical sites in Ugule. We have these historical sites in Ibuku. We have national treasures and monuments at Obunike. There are so many things that can be recognized, and it doesn't just stop in recognition, because the Ngodo ancient kingdom that I said is over 250,000 years old, the assets discovered there, has been recognized by the National Commission of Museums and Monuments. It shouldn't stop there. We should take it a step further. The fact that most of us understand and appreciate and promote Igbo culture is because we have love for it, not because we were taught in any school. The schools failed to teach us. The schools failed to teach us. So please, the Ohanaeze Igbo new leadership should push for the inclusion of Igbo culture, the study of Igbo Ordinary and Igbo in the curriculum. Just like we are studying the Yoruba or Yomesi, we know about the Oyomesi, we know of the Oni, we know of the Oba, we know all those things, we know of the Kakamfo. These are not things that are part of Igbo culture, but we studied them in school, even in the university. When they teach the centralized and non-centralized leadership system, they teach the Yoruba leadership system, the Benin leadership system, that's the monarchical system of Benin, as pyramidal monarchy, and they portray them as centralized, while teaching us that the Igbos have a non-centralized leadership system, forgetting that there are parts of Igbo land that have a centralized leadership system, just like the ones in Enuani. We have in Enuani kings who wield the power of life and death. That is centralized leadership system. We have pyramidal monarchy in Enuani, Okwane, who uses their Opaluku, because the Igbo system recognizes the gerontocracy system of leadership, while also recognizing the democratic system of leadership. It is very complex. So in Igbo land, we have the monarchical system, the democratic system, and the gerontocratic system. This gerontocracy is the most senior and the most respected because every other person respects that gerontocracy. That is the kingship, that the leadership of a community that comes by seniority. The oldest man in a lineage, the oldest man in the kingdom. Igbo culture, Igbo tradition, Igbo kingship system, Igbo way of life should be taught in schools. This is an area where I believe the Ohanaeze Igbo newly elected president should also pay attention to. It is very important. Why is it important? What I know today about the Yoruba kingship system, I did not go there to learn it. I have not lived in any Yoruba community. I was taught during my secondary school and even in the university. And interestingly, I studied at the Federal University of Technology, Owerri. And during our GST classes, we did these things, studying cultures of other people, neglecting our own. Probably because it's not in the curriculum, well represented in the curriculum. The only glorified aspect of Igbo culture that they tell us is we have artifacts in Ibuku, that's the Ibuku art. And then they tell us again that our leadership system is democratic. We have the Ijume, that's what they portray as the organized anarchy. And they said the white men applauded it as a democratic system. We have forgotten to mention that our ancestors, as at 1,000 years ago or more, have instituted a leadership system that recognizes the role of women in leadership. Because our ancestors understood fully that there are things you cannot do properly as a man, and the topic concerns women. They allow women to legislate and take care of functions that are meant for women. So we have these systems of leadership that recognizes women in our Omo political system. We have it in our Ada leadership system. And all these things are aspects of Igbo culture that should be promoted and celebrated. So please, our dear distinguished Senator Azota Mbata, who has just been elected as the President General of Ohanaeze Igbo worldwide, I encourage you to please, sir, sit down, return to the drawing board. Let's get it right once and for all. Let the marginalization against Ndi Igbo come to an end. Let that discrimination and fear that makes people say, how kwanemo Igbo? Ndi Igbo bụ ndị bi na Southeast. Let it come to an end. Let a man from Rivers State, whose name is Okechukwu, who lives in Obukegi in Rivers State, in Obaland, come out boldly to say, I am an Igbo man. Let a man whose name is Mwike not remove N and tell you his name is Wike? Yes. Let our people, despite the Igbo dialect they speak, boldly proclaim that they are Igbos, because we have now made Igbo glamorous, something good to associate with, something progressive, not rancorous. I've spoken too much English today, and it is very necessary that I do so that those who have been claiming Ikwere people, the Benin folks who have been claiming Ikwere people and insulting us everywhere on social media, I don't know where they will be hiding their heads now. Now that it has been made obvious that Ikwere land, Ali Ikwere, bụ ala Igbo. Ali Ikwere wa ala Igbo. It has now been made obvious, just like it was made obvious during the election of our brother Ambassador Raphael Uwechwe as the President General of Ohanaeze ndị Igbo. It was made obvious that ndị Enuani, ndị Anioma bụ ndị Igbo. That the only place that there was a pogrom was Asaba. Outside this massacre in Asaba, there was massive massacre in Ishagu, the community I mentioned inter earlier. Ishagu is located in Nsukka clan of Anyocha South local government area of Delta State. In that community, men were lined up, including their king, and they were all pied. So please, President General of Ohanaeze ndị Igbo, thank God the President of Nigeria is a civilian, not a president like the ones we have had who had military background. We have had presidents who was a civilian who is from Igbo extraction, Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan, and he never completely represented the Igbo cause as an Igbo man. Maybe he was thinking, I'm a Bayelsa man, I am not an Igbo man, just like many people erroneously think. When was states created? When was Bayelsa state created? I think 1966, 1996, 1995 by Abacha. So people now align to states and say, I'm a Rivers person. Like the young girl, I've played her video here. If I have the opportunity, I will play it here for you to watch. My name is Sorochi. I am from Ebema, Rivers State. I am not an Igbo woman. What is your name? Sorochi. What is your father's name? Oba. What do you call the 4 market days in your place? Eke Ori Afonko. And Sorochi said she is not an Igbo woman. Why? Because when those Nigerian soldiers struck, they were after those who are Igbos. It was the aftermath that led people to start denying the Igbo identity fully. The first reason why people started denying their Igbo identity was because of the rise of the Benin Kingdom after the Portuguese visited them in 14th, 15th century. Gave them gifts, helped that kingdom to rise, and people started associating themselves with, my grand ancestor came from there. Your grand ancestor came from Benin, you speak Igbo. Your children speak Igbo. You use the Okpala leadership system. The head of your lineage is Diokpa. The Diokpa has Ofo. Everything that we do as Igbo people, you do. You do your circumcision of a male child on the 8th day. You do his naming on the 7th day. Your wife still go for Omugo. And in your view, you are not Igbo. You are lost. Please, trace your way back. This is all I have to say today. If you are not one of our subscribers, please subscribe to the channel. If you are an existing subscriber and you are enjoying our content, please send us super thanks. Thank you for joining today's live broadcast. Do have a very wonderful week ahead. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama pour his blessings on you. Ikuku buchasịgharị ọdụ igwe obuchechi ebe o si bule. Ajụ ikuku ama bufukwa ayo. Anyị ma akpafu ụkwụ ajije ka a ga-eji na. ama buberikwa ụzọ kpalazuo Igbo bụ ụzọ one ka anyị ga na-ebu ama bubeli isi bụla ọdụ. Chukwu ya gọzie ụmụ Igbo. Daalụnụ.